Hinterkaifeck Murders occurred on the evening of March 31st, 1922, in which 6 inhabitants of a small Bavarian farmstead were killed by an unknown assailant.
The Hinterkaifeck Murders. The Hinterkaifeck Murders is one of the most infamous unsolved murder cases in German history. On March 31st, 1922, a family of 6 consisting of Andreas Gruber, his wife Cecilia, their daughter Victoria, her 2 children Cecilia and Josef, and the family maid Maria Baumgartner were brutally murdered on their remote farmstead in Hinterkaifeck, Bavaria. The strange events leading up to the murders are what makes this case particularly mysterious. In the days before the murders, the family reported hearing strange noises in the attic and finding footprints in the snow that led to the farm, but not away from it. They also reported a missing house key and a newspaper that nobody in the family had purchased. The gruesome discovery of the bodies occurred on April 4th, 1922, when neighbors became concerned after not seeing the family for several days. When they went to check on them, they found the bodies of Andreas, Cecilia, Victoria, and Maria hidden in the barn. The bodies of Cecilia and Josef were found in their beds in the house. All of the victims had been bludgeoned to death with a mattock, a type of farming tool. The investigation that followed turned up several possible suspects and motives, but no conclusive evidence. Some suspected that the murders were committed by a vengeful neighbor or a rejected lover of Victoria. Others believed that the murders may have been committed by a group of traveling salesmen who had been seen in the area. The lack of conclusive evidence, coupled with the unusual events leading up to the murders, has led to much speculation and fascination with this case. Despite the extensive investigations over the years, the case remains unsolved, and the true identity of the killer or killers remains a mystery. The Hinterkaifeck Murders continue to be a source of fascination and intrigue for true crime enthusiasts, with many theories and speculations still circulating to this day. The lack of resolution only adds to the chilling nature of the case, leaving many wondering if the truth will ever be uncovered.
The vanishing of Dorothy Scott back in 1980 is still one of the unsolved disappearance-turned-murder cases in California, except this one stands out from the rest. How can a single mother who led a plain, simple, and religious life become the target of such a heinous crime?
The Dorothy Scott Case. The Dorothy Scott Case is a baffling and tragic unsolved mystery that has haunted California since 1980. Dorothy Scott was a single mother who lived in Anaheim, California, and worked as a secretary at a store. Starting in early 1980, she began receiving strange phone calls at work from an unidentified stalker who claimed to love her, but also threatened to kill her. On the night of May 28, 1980, Dorothy was at work when she received a call from her sick coworker asking for a ride to the hospital. Dorothy agreed to take her friend to the hospital, and 2 other coworkers joined them. After they arrived at the hospital, one of the coworkers realized that she had left her scarf inside the store. So Dorothy went to retrieve it. She left her friends in the hospital waiting room and never returned. The following morning, Dorothy's car was found burning in a parking lot approximately 10 miles away from the hospital. However, Dorothy was nowhere to be found. It wasn't until 4 years later, in 1984, that her remains were discovered by construction workers in a remote area. Her remains were found along with the remains of a dog and a watch that had stopped at 12:30 a.m. the night she disappeared. Despite extensive investigations, the identity of the stalker and killer has never been uncovered. The stalker continued to call Dorothy's parents for years after her disappearance and murder, but was never identified or caught. The case remains open and unsolved to this day. The Dorothy Scott case is a bizarre and chilling reminder of the danger that can lurk behind the anonymity of a phone line. The mystery of her disappearance and murder continues to captivate and intrigue true crime enthusiasts, and serve as a tragic reminder of the devastating impact that unresolved crimes can have on the loved ones left behind. The Isdal Woman Case. The Isdal Woman Case is one of the most baffling and mysterious unresolved cases in the history of Norway. In November 1970, the charred body of an unidentified woman was discovered in a remote valley near Bergen, Norway. The woman's death remains unsolved to this day, and her true identity and the circumstances surrounding her death remain shrouded in mystery. The Isdal woman was found with multiple fake identities and travel documents, and it was clear that she had traveled extensively throughout Europe prior to her death. Her belongings, including her clothing and luggage, had all been stripped of any identifying labels or tags, and her fingerprints had been removed from her body. The autopsy revealed the cause of death was carbon monoxide poisoning, but it was unclear whether it was a suicide or a homicide. The circumstances surrounding the Isdal woman's death have led to numerous theories about her identity and a possible involvement in espionage or other covert activities. Some have suggested that she may have been a spy or agent, while others have speculated that she may have been involved in organized crime or illegal activities. Despite numerous investigations and attempts to unravel the mystery of the Isdal woman's identity and death, no definitive answers have been found.
The murder of 6-year-old JonBenéт Ramsey captivated the nation and put her family under the microscope, with many speculating that her father, mother, brother, or all three were involved in her killing.
The JonBenéт Ramsey case. The JonBenéт Ramsey case is one of the most controversial and unresolved murder cases in recent history. On December 26, 1996, 6-year-old JonBenéт was found strangled and bludgeoned in the basement of her family's home in Boulder, Colorado. The case has been complicated by conflicting evidence and suspects, as well as media attention and public fascination.
This is the only case where I think I have fundamentally turned as much as I have, thinking probably to no way over the course of an intense investigation.
The case began with the ransom note found in the Ramsey's family home, which demanded $118,000 for JonBenét's safe return. However, JonBenét's body was found hours later in the basement of the home. The investigation quickly focused on the Ramsey family, including JonBenét's parents, John and Patsy, and her older brother, Burke. The case was complicated by the fact that the ransom note appeared to have been written on paper from Ramsey's own home, leading many to suspect that the family may have been involved in some way. However, DNA evidence found at the scene later proved inconclusive, and a number of other suspects have been considered over the years, including potential intruders, pedophiles, and other members of Ramsey's social circle. The JonBenéт Ramsey case has been the subject of intense media attention and public fascination.
When I found her, it was a rush of relief. And then, of course, within moments, I realized that she probably was dead. But she was back in my arms.
With countless documentaries, books, and articles written about the case. The investigation has also been complicated by the fact that law enforcement officials have been accused of mishandling the case and failing to follow proper investigative procedures.
We remain focused on this investigation and finding justice for JonBenéт.
Despite numerous investigations and ongoing efforts to solve the case, the murder of JonBenét Ramsey remains unsolved to this day. The case serves as a tragic reminder of the devastating impact of violent crime, as well as the challenges and complexities of solving high-profile cases that capture public attention. The JonBenét Ramsey case also highlights the importance of preserving the integrity of investigations and following proper procedures in order to ensure that justice is served and the truth is revealed. The case continues to be a source of fascination and intrigue for true crime enthusiasts, and efforts to solve the case and find justice for JonBenét are likely to continue for many years to come. So this was it, guys. That was all about today's video. We hope you liked the video. Don't forget to tell us in the comments what was the most disturbing story that freaked you out. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe to our channel for more such content. See you in the next video.